As a follow-up to my previous video about 3.0 Act 1, I want to zoom out for a bigger topic, because this one actually scares me. It pokes a hole in the one rule that holds Wuthering Waves together, Rover's amnesia. In 3.0's cassette recording segment, there's a question you can't unsee. Why does Rover remember little Mornye at all? Where does this memory come from? Because by combining the information from answer 1 and answer 3 in the gameplay, the game tells us very clearly what happened to the records. They were deleted, then someone tried to restore them. The restore failed, and the records are basically empty with only unreadable characters. So that little Mornye scene can't be from the records in the database, it has to be from Rover's head. And that's the problem. Rover didn't just lose a few memories, he chose to wipe everything, on purpose, completely. So why can he still record the scene before he left? It's not in the database, nor should it be in his head. Then the story pushes even harder, as if it's not scary enough. Mornye lets Rover know she knew the previous him. And Luke Herson does the same thing. All of a sudden, we're flirting with the exact thing the narrative used to treat as radioactive since the beginning of this game, talking about Rover's past. And I'm going to be blunt, these beats feel careless. Because before 3.0, the writing protected the amnesia rule like a fortress. Shopkeeper knows almost everything, yet she stays silent. Thousands of years reduced to one soft lie about walking in Renacita. Even Rover's message to himself is sterilized. No names, no history, no usable facts, just one pointer, go to Renacita. That restraint wasn't missing content, it was the point. Rover's amnesia is the story's philosophical engine. It keeps the story open, self-consistent, and aligned with the fundamental rule of life. So 3.0 forces a fork in the road. Either there's a new rule totally opposite to the old one, or somebody overstepped. And here's why I dare to suspect the second one. Mornye's WavesLine message also implied she knew Rover from before the wipe, and Kuro revised it on December the 26th, one day after the 3.0 launch. That's not coincidence, that's damage control. They can't easily redo the quest cutscenes, but they can fix a server-driven message, so they did. Which tells me they saw the same contradiction I did. If this is deliberate foreshadowing, then it's brilliant and terrifying. But if it's a seam, then it means the story's core rule just got bent quietly in the background. Originally, Rover's amnesia and the fundamental rule of life behind it was going to be the final chapter of my plot analysis series of Wuthering Waves. After seeing this in Act 1, I'm moving it to Chapter 1, and I'm making it as soon as possible. Act 2 and 3.1 will tell us whether this was a warning shot or a mistake, and I'm watching this closely. Before we wrap and dive into Act 2, I'd like to organize the foreshadowing we already have, and offer one freeform theory which makes logical sense. Here's what the story has already put on the table. When Rover left, Mornye's legs were still fine. Rover implies Luke Herson helped clean up his remaining traces before the amnesia. Rover's memory records should have been deleted. Yet an empty, garbled record remains, strongly implying someone tried to restore it and failed. Luke Herson and the original, now deceased Lene share the same blonde hair with green tips. That may not be a coincidence. Luke's behavior around Rover is loaded. The prologue CG gives him a close-up. He hints he knew Rover, then turns evasive when asked for help. And he insists the Void Worm attack, Highwacious loss of control, and the Void Storm anomalies all trace back to one underlying event. Amiath was a strong synchronist, yet ended up a ghost. And Chisa, she fell into Void Storm, didn't die, and somehow entered Hanami. That's enough to build a real drama. My best guess is that there was a major operation, something involving Space Track Collective and Star Torch Academy. That failed, and the failure is what turned Amiath into a ghost. What kind of operation? We don't know, but the candidate list is wide. An experiment gone wrong. An attempt to strike LF1, a forced restart of the Exostrider with an artificial core, an attempt to push through the Stargate, or even a crossing of the Etheric Sea that got intercepted. The list can go on, but with only one same outcome, it failed. Judging from the lines in the radio in 2.8 from Amiath to Rover, Rover may not know the final outcome. Yet he must be one of the leaders who signed off on the operation. From there, the timeline branches in two clean ways. Path A, the rover leaves and wipes his memory first, then the operation collapses later. That collapse could be the trigger that eventually spirals into void storm anomalies, which may directly cause Mornye's loss of her legs and/or Chisa's fall into Honami. Path B, the operation collapses first, and that catastrophe is what finally pushes Rover to choose amnesia. The ripple effects unfold over time, gradually destabilize the void storm cycle, and much later indirectly cause Mornye's injury and/or Chisa's fall into Honami. Now add one more thread, Luke Herson. The schoolmatic role is most likely just Luke's cover, or at best, a secondary job. From the very beginning, he's had backchannel intelligence ties, and possibly even exchanges of interest with Fraxides and/or the new federal government. A psychologist is the perfect cover. People talk, he listens, and he collects. And the story already implies he handled the aftermath of Rover's amnesia, meaning he's one of the very few people with both access and opportunity to touch that database in which Rover's previous memory was stored. The Fraxides would absolutely love that frequency data, although the attempt seems to have failed. If the Luke is related to the original Linnae idea host, then this guess is further reinforced. Luke might be under coercion, and the real Linnae's death could have been the event that breaks Luke's alignment with Fraxides and/or the new Federation government, pushing him to watch Rover more actively and eventually make contact and offer support. Now, obviously, there are many ways to stitch these clues together. I'm only offering one thread. Treat it as a working theory, not over-depth. We're reverse engineering from a handful of hints, and the writers still have a lot of freedom. Feel free to comment below if you have a different read, and if you found this breakdown useful, please consider like the video and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.